Hello, my name is Joseph Pirayo. I want to welcome you to today's program in the beginning, Ashur. As always, you can follow us on YouTube, X, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook. Also, you can go to AssyriaTV.com. More than 5,000 videos, different programs we have. Also, we have live stream on AGN and Assyria TV. You can catch us on both of these sites. And if there are any questions, any comments you'd like to make, and if I can answer it live on TV, I will. And if it not, always we do a program question and answers. And today's program titled "Fruits of Organized Religion: Aramean, Assyrian, and Chaldean." Control. Can you show your the flyer that you made? I want people to see that. It's really beautiful because it gives a, understanding of where we are right now as three different names for same people, same culture, same everything. The, yeah, the flyer. That apple. Yeah, I want because it's symbolic of our situation that it's not that we try to find a solution. However, at the same time, uh, the point is that we as one people, that we were way back before Christianity, early in Christianity, and then later, boom, split. And year 2025, we have Aramean, Assyrian, Chaldean. And of course, the reason I say that it's the alphabetic, so there is no priority, Aramean, Assyrian, Chaldean. That's why I put it alphabetically. Like it's not that who's better or worse, but you just look at that photo. One thing that a couple of comments I had for the past few programs that I did about the history of the church was why so much? Who cares about Christianity? Who cares? Our history is, important, and well, back in the original, uh, as they call sin done by Adam and Eve, they were tricked into believing that they can be God. And by not obeying God, that told them not to eat of that fruit, just obey. It's not that the fruit was good or bad, but obedience was very important. And when you look at the flyer, when I saw it, it's like the forbidden fruit that has been given us, that are people that are calling themselves so many different, not so many, the three like ethnicities, Aramean, even Assyrian and Chaldean, because up until I believe maybe not 30, 40 years ago, there was no Assyrian church per se from the traditional point of view. We had Church of the East, we had, for centuries. Later, they added the word Assyrian, and by adding the word Assyrian, it caused another split. From that came Aramean. Oh, if you are Assyrian, then we are Aramean, then we are Chaldean. And honestly, I don't know what has been the benefit, but when I'm looking at this photo, we have been giving that fruit that has poisoned our nation. Now, I mentioned about last few programs that I did about the church history. Uh, if you remember, when Christianity started, our people were in two separate empires. It happened to be, when you don't have your own country, wherever you are under the rule of that system. And when the Christianity started, it spread in the Persian empire part through our ancestors, and they were all one, no problems. Just a recap of the last few programs because I have a very short comment to make, but in order to do that, I have to build the foundation. Why am I talking about this? When the Christianity started in the Roman Empire, it was under the persecution for 300 plus years. And when Constantine made it legal and he forced a gathering, the council in Nicaea, it was forced within his own empire. And after that gathering that happened in Nicaea, they became organized. They started having like positions, like there is a uh, like patriarch or cardinal, archbishop, bishop, deacon, priest. They organized it how to teach people to be Christian, supposedly. That's why the emphasis was the first 300 years in the Roman Empire, the Christianity was totally different. And that's the purpose was for the church history to learn from it that how it has affected our people in the position that we are right now. So I might be jumping from different angles, but uh, next week is Christmas, right? Okay, let's talk about Christmas. It's supposed to be the birth of Jesus Christ, and the date is December 25th. Of course, the Orthodox Christians celebrated January 7th. So we have two birthdays for Jesus. Now, I don't know how many of you enjoy your birthdays. You know, when my kids were small, they were like 3, 4, 5. We have photos, you know, birthday cake, celebration. Kids love it. But I personally never, ever liked birthdays. You know, I had one time my 21st birthday. My family, they said, you know, we never done anything for you. So we had 21st birthday. I was in San Jose at that time. We didn't have any iPhones or things like that. So through word of mouth, people from Turlock, from Los Angeles, they all came to my birthday, my 21st birthday. We had over 100 people. Some people I didn't even know. And later, police came. They said, "You're making noise." So my only birthday that I really, 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 you know, I wasn't, you know, didn't care much, but it was fun. 21st birthday, and it was on the day that I was born. So long story short, it was fun, but honestly, I don't really care much about birthdays. So why am I bringing this up? Is that December 25th or January 7th? When you look at this Bible, I have mentioned that many times that there is a way to find exactly when Jesus was born. So for those of you that enjoy your birthdays, let's say today, December 17 is your birthday, right? But they celebrated 3 months before that or 3 months after that. They say, "Oh, happy birthday." I said, "No, it's not my birthday. That's not the date." But we're celebrating it anyway. So same thing is happening with Jesus. And we have two separate days because of calendar that changed from Gregorian to Julian or from Julian to Gregorian or whatever that happened. There is a celebration of a birthday of Jesus the Christ, and it's a wrong date. How did this happen? Organized religion. Organized religion, when it came in Roman Empire, they I think was the what was the Theodosius the first, the year 380 after birth of Christ, he made Christianity legal. So all these temples, all these places of worship within the empire, they converted overnight. So all these uh, temples or worshippers or whatever they were worshiping, overnight they had to switch to Christianity, and they had all these dates that they were celebrating throughout the year. And they said, "What are we going to do? When is Jesus' birthday? Oh, birthday of Tammuz or birthday of Zeus or whatever, December 25th." Boom, they switched. Everything that was pagan, they put a Christian name on it. Even the birthday of Christ has separated these denominations. December 25th, January 7th, both are wrong. organized religion, kicked in, Nicene Council came in. What happened at Council? In this book, The Orthodox Church, the writer, even though he doesn't like our people and he thinks the Orthodox are, yeah, the best, he tries to put down the Persian church that our ancestors built. He's talking about separations that happened. They call it the lesser separation. It happened. They kicked Nestorius out. He came to Persian Empire, joined the Assyrian church over there. Then they had these churches of what they call Armenia, the Jacobites, the Maronites, the Coptics, and all of these all came out of that system when they made the religion organized. And the religion they created, honestly, I don't want to be negative, but when you look at the Bible and you look at what these people are celebrating as Christianity, I say 90% don't match. I brought out Christmas. Okay, Christmas is the birthday of Jesus Christ. 3, 4 months before Christmas, go to these shops. We have a place called Costco. It's like a wholesale place. 3, 4 months before Christmas, they started having Christmas decorations, Christmas items for sale. Then we have Thanksgiving, what they call Good Friday. They have Cyber Monday. Things go on sale for Christmas, things for Christmas. You buy Christmas every year. Oh my God, Christmas is coming. What am I going to buy for my wife? What am I going to buy for my husband? What are we going to get for the children? Everything, just the birthday of the Savior of the world is business. I remember this is like 15, 20 years ago, I talked to a couple of these priests that I know, pastors that I know. I say, you know about the birthday of Christ. It's not December 25th, right? I mean, you guys are the ones that teach Bible to people. You tell people how to be Christian, all these things. You know it's not the birth of Christ. They say, oh, yeah, we know. I say, okay, I'm not saying don't celebrate Christmas, but do you educate your people? And one thing that there was common in whatever they're saying is that we don't want to bother, creating headaches for ourselves, come tell them birthday of Jesus wasn't that day. It's like, what is the responsibility of you that claim to have these keys that was given to Peter, and you claim to have these keys? By having these keys, you will tell who will go to hell, who will go to heaven. And who taught people that these are the keys that we have? Because Peter had them. Okay, Peter had them. Are you Peter? Are you acting like Peter? Peter never let anybody bow down to him. Peter was the one who said, don't become lords over God's children. Don't let them bow down to you. Don't let them be your slaves. Don't rule over them. That's Peter. They claim his name, but they don't follow him. It's the history. This is the part that, like, when I look at Aramean, Chaldean, Assyrian history, right? Okay. They say from Bible there was this Aram son of Shem. There was Ashur son of Shem. What's his name? Abraham came from Ur of Chaldee. So, yeah, all these names are out there. How are you, my brothers, sisters, Aramean, connecting yourselves to Aram, the son of Shem? Where is the history? Or my Chaldean brothers and sisters that say Abraham came from Ur of Chaldee. We have over 7,000 years of history, right? Have you been to Louvre Museum? Have you been to British Museum? Right? Any Chaldean artifacts? Any Aramean artifacts? Son of a gun, you go to these, I mean, these are the two that I've been to. There is a Rosicrucian museum here. It's Egyptian and haven't been there in like 30 years, but when I went there, 90% Egyptian artifacts, 10% was Ashuri artifacts. I was like, wow. Here in San Jose, there is this Egyptian museum that has our artifacts. Where is your history, my brothers and sisters? Chaldean, Aramean. What benefit are you getting by separating yourself? What's the benefit? Especially those of you who claim, I mean, not that who claim, because all these names came from denominations that claim to be Christian, right? In the Bible, we read that there is a day coming, the day of the Lord. There be highway from Ashur to Egypt, not from Chaldea, not from Babylon, not from Aram, from Ashur. Read your Bible. Or maybe your leaders are not teaching you these things, or just teaching separation. So when you go to these churches, to these museums, everything is Ashuri, right? It's not that I'm saying it's just looking for Chaldean artifacts. I'm looking for Aramean artifacts. History. Last year we went to Rome, and there was this place called Sistine Chapel, and I was looking for that Adam and God, there's that finger, I believe Michelangelo, he created that in Sistine Chapel. It's beautiful. So I'd seen photos of it, but we went to Sistine Chapel. Can we show that photo of the Sistine Chapel? The creation. This is in the you look up, you go all the way up. There is that small, like I had to take the photo, I had to expand it. This is my photo from that, and they told us not to take photos, but everybody was taking photo. Anyway, so I took the photo and I was like, oh, okay, I'm there. Sistine Chapel, the creation of man, Michelangelo, history. There is like so much history about this, the conflict that Michelangelo had with the Pope. And in that Sistine Chapel, he put, when he was doing the drawing, there you go. Yeah, there's so much. There was a part that Michelangelo put Pope as Satan. They had so much argument going on. It was amazing that history, just you're learning. Michelangelo hated, I think it was Leo something. I don't remember that. But why am I bringing Sistine Chapel? So we're going to Sistine Chapel to see Michelangelo, Vatican, right? Guess what I saw over there? Can we show these photos? You believe this? Wing Genius tablets from Ashur, Sanharib. Look at that. It was a very small room. So when we entered Sistine Chapel, we were going to hallways and they had histories of like Romans, they had something maybe Greek. And I'm walking, with Stella, we're talking. And as we enter from one room to the other room, I entered this room and I was frozen. That's one place I didn't expect to see it, right? It's Rome, it's Vatican, right? Our Chaldean brothers and sisters are under Vatican. They didn't put any Chaldean artifacts in there. Why not? Maybe there aren't any. You know what I'm saying? If you have them, the place to see Chaldean artifacts would definitely be Vatican, not Ashur. I mean, I, I, my photo, I mean, I could have taken a lot more detail, but I was so excited and we were walking with a group, so I had to move fast. So I told Stella, hold on, let me take this photo, let me take this photo. I was like excited. You're surprised. I said, what? Here, I mean, Louvre, everybody, sorry, everybody knows in Louvre we have Usher artifacts, Berlin Museum, British Museum. There's so much. The winged bulls, the Lamassu, the so many things. In Vatican, right? It's just wow. You had to be there to experience. If you go to Vatican or you live there or you just check it out. These are my photos. I didn't take them from anybody else. I saw that. You know, you're walking, yeah. Next thing you enter, boom. I can't explain it was a surprise, it was a pleasure, it was I don't know how to explain it, but wow. Vatican. I didn't see any Aramean or Chaldean. I don't mean to insult or put down, no, people don't. Organized religion created these. And anyway, I talked about who has the keys, Christmas, the teaching, the main point is that the true teaching of Christianity that was 300 years, the first 300 years in the Roman Empire. Then after that, in the Persian Empire, our ancestors were exposed to these different denominations. You know, Nestorius was kicked out of the Roman Empire and he came to the Persian Empire, right? And they called us Nestorian in the Persian Empire as an insult. Who cares how many personalities Jesus had? This was not taught in the beginning. All I'm saying is that education, knowledge, everything seems to have left these churches. Without knowledge, you become slaves. You're hoping your master cares about you. The masters that nowadays are within the organized religion have given us these Aramean, Assyrian, Chaldean names. Yes, Assyrian. As I said 30, 40 years ago, there was no Assyrian Church of the East. And we have three flags. Three flags. Our culture is the same. You know, the language may be the Eastern and Western are not very close, but same alphabet. You go to the parties, it's the same music, same dance, same everything. Three flags. We don't have our own land, but we have three flags. Rabba Muntiyebach. You know what I'm saying? We have three flags. How did it happen? Organized religion, not Christianity. Organized religion have given us a Christmas without Jesus. Shop, shop, shop. Whoa, boy. The day after Christmas is the day all these stores, all these companies say, oh, everybody's bringing back all these presents. Oh my God, busy. Oh, we have to go. The spirit. Now, uh, this organized religion, one thing that I have seen it personally affecting our community here in San Jose. Let me go over that before I finish. When we came to San Jose in 1980, my parents, there was what they called Assyrian Church of the East, but they didn't have their own building. There was a building in San Francisco. If you recall, when the late Marisha Shumun, he moved to California. He was living in San Jose. There was a building in San Francisco, Church of the East. That was the only one. So in 1980, when we came to San Jose, as always, we're looking for a place to worship. They told us there is a building that belongs to another church, but they rented Sundays from that time to that time. We go over there, you know, I don't care, Church of these. My parents like people. We were like maybe 100, 200 people in San Jose at that time. Then, long story short, whoever the priest was, that's not the issue. He called us foreigners, and some people that were there, they were insulted. One of them said, I'm going to start the Chaldean church. Another one said, I'm going to start the evangelical church. 1980, now we have three churches. 300 people, three churches, right? 2025. I hope, I don't know about the Syriac church that we have here because that community, we unfortunately, we don't have that relationship. But 2025, we have Assyrian Church of the East, right? Then we have the Chaldean Church. However, a group that said we are not Chaldean, they left and they have their services done in a Roman Catholic Vatican Church, and they call themselves Assyrian Catholics. Okay? Assyrian Church of the East, Chaldean Church, Assyrian Catholics. Then we have Evangelical Church. From Evangelical Church, one group came out and became Bet El uh, Baptist Church. Five. Then from Evangelical Church, the pastor that they had, he came out and they created the uh, Presbyterian Church. Six. Meanwhile, we had some people that were Pentecostal church in Turlock. They came and they said, we want our own church in San Jose. So they created the Pentecostal church. Seven. Then the Pentecostal church, another guy came from, let's say it was Iran. He said, what you're practicing is not Pentecostal. So he created his own. So we have another Pentecostal church. How many? Eight? Eight in San Jose. And I'm not talking about Syriac. Just between the Chaldean and the Ashuri, we have eight. How many people live in San Jose? Ashuri. I don't know, 5,000, 10,000. I'm not just saying San Jose, let's say within Bay Area. Right? How many people on every Sunday? I mentioned that last program. Every Sunday devoted, excited to go to church. How many? Maybe 5% or 10% of their members. Of course, we have Christmas Bazaar coming this Sunday. Then we have Christmas. Everybody goes there, eat, drink, socializing, which is fine. We have 8 denominations in San Jose only. Organized religion. Yesterday, I was invited to this gathering, evangelical church. They have annually, they have for men, they do a barbecue and they get together, men only. And my cousin called me, said, Joseph, you want to come? This is not for members. This is for any man who wants to come. He invited me, and his brother just came from LA, living with us here in San Jose. So I said, yeah, I'll come, I'll see him and, we spend a good time. So I go over there and probably 80, 90 people. I don't know. There were like all these guys. And I looked, I haven't seen some of these people in so many years. I saw a friend of mine, I haven't seen him in 45 years. Of course, I'm a little bit less hair, white. He was walking, it's just, hey, how you doing? And we saw this other guy I played soccer with in San Jose. There was this guy that came from LA. It was amazing. All men. I don't want to say because there was no women, it was amazing, but it was the guys. We're just talking, and it was beautiful. And they were not all members of the evangelical church. They were people there from the Chaldean church, from the Pentecostal church, from the other Pentecostal church, from the other Catholic church, from Presbyterian church, from the whatever church. They were all there. Men. It was beautiful. And it just hit me. I said, Joseph, you know what? Forget about these churches. What we need is unity within community. Just make plans for gathering with friends in the park, something. We're going to do that. I was just thinking, forget about these patriarchs, father. They don't care. Sorry, Lord, forgive me. Sometimes people say when you talk about this, what is that? Thunder is going to hit you or whatever. It hasn't yet. So we'll see how it goes. But what I saw was unity within our community. That's all that matters. It starts at home. It starts before I tell you guys, go, do this and that. We're going to start doing it in San Jose. We're almost at the end of the year. This program, as I always, thank you for watching it. And we will be back, or I will be back next year. I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Enjoy your gifts. Enjoy returning them. And I think we'll be back before the other Christmas, January 7th. we will have the program. But until then, I want to wish everyone this Christmas. Enjoy family time, a New Year, and we'll see you next year. Until then, Ahiya Ashur Chaya, blessed be Ashur, the work of God's hands. Chaya Ashur Mabqila, thank you and goodbye.
Sheikhani.